Well, buyers beware. If you are thinking about picking up a Milwaukee Fastback utility knife for yourself, maybe you're gonna gift some during the holidays, or you're setting up your crew with another batch of utility knives and these are the ones you like to pick up, you might be making a huge mistake. Welcome back everyone to another video here at Gideonstactical. I'm Aaron, and I was walking through Home Depot this week and just going through the tool section, and I came across a DeWalt utility knife that really sets a precedent because it feels like a pocket knife with the utility blade. And for those of you who own pocket knives and utility knives, you know what I'm talking about. Most utility knives are very clunky, boxy, not very comfortable, ideal for the work site. It seems like a lifetime ago, but in my late teens, I was an electrical apprentice for a few years. A box cutter, utility knife, whatever you want to call it, was essential. It was an essential tool, and we used it constantly, and I always had one in my toolkit and on my person. But they're not very enjoyable to carry just around town or on your person if you're not on a job site. As soon as I was done with work, I'd swap back to a pocket knife. Well, what this does differently, first and foremost, is in the handle. I actually carved on it to confirm that it must be a form of aluminum, because I'm cut the paint off and it would not, go digging any deeper. So it has a machined aluminum that is extremely ergonomic. All the shoulders are rounded very nicely and contoured. The bottom has grip and is contoured very nicely. No sharp edges. It does not feel blocky. It's even kind of cocooned and canoed, and think it flip a canoe over and like the hull like that, so that it feels very comfortable. And because it's aluminum, it feels kind of dense and not polymer and plasticky and cheap. It feels really durable right there. There's no liners or anything to worry about, and they actually have these two high-vis yellow that they've bolted and kind of set in there as kind of a core. So that is the first part, that ergonomically it feels like it's a pocket knife. In conjunction with its size, a lot of these you really have to choke up to get the full grip. There are a few, that open up, but this one, if I back up here and go into the finger groove, my finger's wanting to fall off. Not the case. Much larger, longer handle. So again, it feels like a full-size pocket knife when I am gripping the tool right there, with a really nice cut-in, giving me good traction. Again, with some light ribbing on the sides there, and then good purchasable but not sharp jimping all the way down the spine, so that if I'm holding it here, it feels like half of my pocket knife collection when I'm using this tool and doing a cut motion. But it still gives you a cut-in and jimping all the way along, that if you want to get better geometry and get a closer, more controlled cut, you can still choke up and use that front choil, but it's not a necessity. To offer that is really exciting. That, along with the release, a very large release right there to, without any tools, pull up and release the blade. You pull up and you slide it back in. So you can flip it. When the first edge dulls, flip it around, do the other side. And you don't have to use a tool. And even on the Fastback here, it's kind of tricky. You got to push that, and then you got to do the pull release, and there's several movements. There's just one motion to release the blade on that back spine portion there. Now, what about action and a few other attributes that really set it apart from a lot of my other utility knives? I'll get to that in just a second, but if you're getting value out of this and you're enjoying this type of video, I invite you to hit that like button, and if you're not yet a subscriber, I invite you to subscribe, hit the bell icon so you can be notified every week when I break down gear and equipment just like this. And I want to thank you guys, along with our regular sponsors that help me to create content just like this, and I want to give a shout out to today's sponsor, which is HUCKBERRY. And I want to highlight one of their exclusive apparel brands that I absolutely have fallen in love with, and it's FLINT and TINDER, because of their durability and their design, including their 10-year hoodie, which all materials are sourced here in America. It's sewn and put together here in the USA and has a 10-year warranty on it. And the density for working outdoors is great to keep you warm, with a very large, good hood and good weave, so the wind is not going to cut through it and keeping you warm. They even have tall options often available for those of you with longer torsos and arms like myself. They have zip up as well as pullover, along with other heavy duty apparel items like the wax trucker jacket. I have the flannel line version. It's been with me for a few years now. Man, that thing is durable, protects against the elements, and keeps me warm. Again, sourced and built right here in the USA. And that's just scratching the surface. They got pants, they've got vests, I mean, you name it. The apparel, for those of you who really want to get the most out of your clothing and have durability, is almost unmatched in my experience. So I'll have a link popping up here as well as in the description box below over to the HUCKBERRY site, along with my exclusive 10% off promo code you can apply towards your very first purchase. So if you want to get the most out of your apparel, go check out HUCKBERRY and see what they got going on. Now, with that, how about the action, right? Push button locking mechanism. What I really like is how high and large the locking mechanism is in tandem with what looks like bronze washers, because there's bronze in there. I don't think they're bearings. It doesn't seem to act like bearings. It could be, but either way, it has the exact same lockup feel as my Fastback, so a little bit of side to side, none up and down, very durable. You have to almost completely depress the button, but because it's so large with heavy duty work gloves, bam, I can work that thing all day long, and it's very easy to engage and then disengage the locking mechanism. And what I appreciate as well is the placement, because when I'm back here in the natural grip, I'm not even close to the button, and then if I grab the choil, again, I'm not close to that button, and you have to almost completely depress it to get the lock to disengage. They're not gonna accidentally, have it whip back on your hand. So hopefully you can see that there. Not quite twice as tall, but definitely half again as tall as a Fastback's button. And then the final piece of the puzzle, the wire pocket clip that is tip up, just like most of my pocket knives and how I prefer to carry them. Now you can always swap it back to tip down if you prefer that, but tip up feels like a pocket knife. It operates like all my other pocket knives. That's how I carry them. And that wire pocket clip, I've always appreciated those. It's very large, easily able to go over your Carhartts and Dickies or your Flint and Tinder pants. Whatever it is that you're wearing as your work pants, it's going to have enough space to get over that, or you can take it off completely if you want a more streamlined, profile and you don't like pocket clips on these type of tools. But all of those coming together, and I paid 13 bucks for it while I was walking through Home Depot, is wild. That is insane that that's what I had to pay for that, and very competitive with Milwaukee's and Klein's and a lot of the other options that are out there. But to me is bringing into the I don't want to say market, but into the opportunity now of options, something to me that my other ones, and I have several, don't offer in different brands and stuff. So if you want to check it out, I think that would be an excellent gift item to start using in rotation. If you know of a place that sells DeWalt, they might be starting to carry these, and I would not pass it up. Totally worth it in my mind. But that's me and my mileage. If you own one, let me know your guys' thoughts, your take, and I appreciate you guys hanging with me. Until next time, check out the other video, subscribe if you haven't, and always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and I'll see you out there.